All right, so Adam and I were up here today at the Internet Cafe, and we've got Christopher and Evelyn,
Evelyn,
Romeo,
Teresita,
and
Hola.
and Adam. All right, so here's the couple things that we have to relay on to the next team that comes up here. There are there's now 4 working PCs with monitors, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They're all Raspberry Pi.
They're Raspberry Pis. It means they've got Linux on them. Right now, they're not keeping track of sales on the computer system. They are still making sales, and they still are printing some things. It was led to believe that everything was dead, and that is not actually the case at all. They are not running the AC. The air conditioning is very humid in here. We're actually noticing that some of the terminals on the computers are actually starting to degrade. That also said, they do not have surge suppressors on any one of these. I thought the last trip up here, they were supposed to go to town and get some. And I don't know if that was communicated or we didn't have action items on that or not, but I can tell you that there's one computer, and the main computer down here that has a surge suppressor, but that's all. And that was the result of all of the other computers failing. They're going to need 3 more monitors, is that right? 3 monitors?
No, only 2 more, 5 and 6.
Well, plus this one?
Oh yeah, 5, 6, and the unnamed.
On the unnamed one. So they're going to need 3 monitors. They're going to need 3 computers. 3 computers, 3 monitors.
Yes.
Now it's up to you guys if you want to just go on AutoMayor and get some used computers or give them money to go get some used computers. We did find some the very first trip down in the store that there was an electronics store down we found that had computers for like $45-50 US dollars. Now they were used, they were Windows XP computers, but when we got up here, a majority of these computers were Windows XP with a cyber internet cafe. Right now, the only computers that are working are the Raspberry Pis. All the other ones have been, they're just done. So the HP LaserJet CP 1025, they are totally out of toner. We put the last toner in. We educated them and showed them how to actually put the toner in again, but currently there's nothing flashing on it. The back of the printer does seem to have a little bit of damage, and if they don't kind of push on that just right, nothing will print. During the electrical storm, the Ethernet connectivity to this printer, it's no longer functioning. So if we're going to want to do that again, we're going to have to bring up some, either we switch all these machines over to Windows and do a discovery, or reset up this printer to know the exact IP address, and then we have to repoint it. So obviously without having a router here, it definitely makes it really difficult. The external camera, I've noticed, is still out there. There's this camera here, but it was never hooked up because we do not know the router username or password, so that'll need to be dealt with was it Maximo?
Mm-hmm. Maximo Reyes.
And he'll have to actually get that computer. So my suggestion is to have them up here on the time that you're up here working on things, so they can actually get that configured, so it can be actually remotely controlled, and recorded outside. They only print now from this main computer. That's the only way that they can print. They do have a scanner here now. It's an Epson L220. They're out of ink for it, but they're only using that for scanning ability. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, and because he needed to be able to make some scans. So the option is to buy all new PCs, like used ones, or continue with the Raspberry Pis, or do half and half. But no matter what, don't put any more computers here without a surge suppressor. We've got, so there is no more cartridges for the LaserJet CP 1025NW. There is no more cartridges for it, and he does not,
He can get them from Santo Domingo.
He can get them from Santo Domingo, but he has not yet.
Right.
So that needs to be a challenge for him.
Right, and there was no urgency to
right.
get them.
We will ask him to get those before the next trip.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. So the other Pi that they thought was bad, it was not bad, but it does need DHCP, or?
No, we don't need Dave's. All 4 Pis work, but one of them, the desktop seems frozen, and I no longer have a taskbar to pull up things like Internet and OpenOffice or LibreOffice. So that needs unlocked by someone who knows Linux systems.
Yep. Okay. And if you don't, then we'll just need to replace that Raspberry Pi with a used desktop. I'd honestly come with some cash to buy some used desktops because I do not believe that they have that cash to do so. We are going to take Evelana's laptop back to the States. It is not functioning, and it is functioning. Its Windows is starting to want to do these reboots continuously. It looks like the hard drive is working, but it looks like Windows has crashed. We do not have the tools to do it. We tried the last trip. We were unable to. She has a bunch of photos, and we're going to jump those off onto a Google Drive or something like that,
Yep.
and then send that to her. That way she has it. The filters have not been done yet because the filters were not in English or not in Spanish. All the labels and instructions on these filters are completely in English. So there is no way for them to know. They could follow the pictures, but there was some unclearness. He does not have any buckets, and he's going to go down and get some buckets sometime, and we'll.
And I hooked up a filter completely for him. All he needs now is the bucket.
Yeah. Okay. So, because he was wanting to use these this filter and the McDonald's thing, and that will not work because the thickness of it is different than the bucket. Is there anything I'm forgetting?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Good. And that's the recap. So.
Adios.